J'ai le bonheur aujourd'hui de recevoir Kevin Lawrence. Kevin Lawrence, c'est qui? C'est un des coachs émérites que j'adore, qui a été mon inspiration depuis toujours. Et j'ai la chance, en fait, d'avoir traduit son livre « Your Oxygen Mask First ». Et il est ici aujourd'hui pour nous en parler un petit peu plus. Kevin, thank you for making time to share with you your experience. One question, so tell me more about your background.
Well, that's a big question, but I grew up in Vancouver, BC,
Okay.
on the West Coast, and I just kind of grew up in your normal, typical family. We'd take vacations and do road trips into the U.S. and throughout Canada, and I was one of these kids that didn't know what they wanted to do when they grew up.
Okay.
And probably through like 10, 12 different jobs, finally, by fluke, I fell into this thing called coaching and helping people, and it's just been an amazing, amazing adventure over the last 25 years.
Your journey as a coach, so how many years?
The truth is, it might have been like 35 or 40 because I think I've been a coach my whole life.
Yeah.
Like I've always had this passion for helping people. Even I go back to grade 3. In grade 3 in school, I'd finish my work quickly and then I would help other people with their work.
Okay.
And I remember in like grade 11 we had like shop class, woodwork. We'd make stuff out of wood.
Yeah.
I would finish my project, help other people, and I would tutor people always and help people. I've always been the type of person that would help people, and people would come to me with their problems and I'd help them solve them.
Oh, amazing. And about coaching, what's on your mind right now with all the changes we see in leadership versus performance?
Yeah, a lot. The biggest thing is, how do people sustain the pressure?
Yeah.
Because the pressure is getting bigger. Things move faster, the expectations are higher, and the opportunities are bigger.
Yeah.
So I see a lot of people really paying the prices, particularly with these electronic devices that I included, like everyone else, can get addicted to.
Yeah,
it's like we
true.
don't ever get to shut off or almost have time where we can really let things settle. And I see people paying the price for it.
And maybe it's part of your inspiration for that book. So what is the true inspiration for this book, Your Oxygen Mask First?
Really, all of the high-performing CEOs and leaders I've worked with that have paid the price for success with their own health, mental health, or in some cases not able to keep growing.
Yeah.
And so I saw some people, why do some people do really well? And I talk about in the book people like Elvis Presley and Kurt Cobain and famous rock stars and musicians. And I see the same challenges with the leaders that we work with. And I've been trying to help to crack the code of how do you make sure you can be wildly successful and still have a great life? And I've seen some that do one or the other, but very few seem to have
so
wild success and an amazing life too. It's very challenging.
And do you feel you have it?
I do.
Yeah.
And sometimes it gets a bit weird if I'm going to be honest, right?
Yeah.
But a majority of the time I feel like a very, very, very blessed person, and I'm loving what I'm doing in my life and obviously with my clients and at work too.
And what do you see is the common mistakes that high performers do?
They think they're invincible.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I've been there. I know you've been there. And then you get this wild wake up, and then you get up off the ground, you dust yourself off, you've got stars all going around your head, and you realize you're not, and that you don't take enough time for yourself and for your own growth, for your own clarity, for your own strength, or even with your own team. And I think that people think that once they have momentum, they think it'll continue, and they underestimate what they have to do to stay strong and clear.
You're so right. So in the book, you describe 17 habits to help high achievers survive and thrive in leadership and life. Tell me more about these habits.
Mm-hmm. Well, clearly, it's just the 17 conversations that I would have with CEOs and executives.
Okay.
No different than the 17 conversations you probably have the same ones.
Yeah.
I've just found that they get themselves with these big opportunities, or they have big challenges, and it's what we go to try and maximize or resolve those situations. And I have those conversations again and again, and the conversations work. That's why I wrote a book about them.
Now, based on these habits, which one is the most common, the most impactful?
You know, I often ask the audiences which one, how many, show of hands, how many, this is the one. It depends.
It depends.
It depends on, because it depends on the person and it depends on the situation that they're in. The one that everyone knows they have to stick to is the resilience rituals,
Okay.
where you take care of your mind and your body and your spirit, and you stay strong and inspired.
Yeah.
But for some people, it's the licking the toads.
Yeah.
It's the things that procrastinate. Some people, it's having a plan for their work and their self and life. Some people, it's tough conversations.
So there's no specific trend, it depends.
The one that people just need to do is taking better care of themselves and their growth generally.
Yeah.
But it depends on their situation.
So that's the main thing of the book, right? To be able. And could you share some stories from those who make time for themselves and applies learnings from the book? You have success story.
Oh, tons. You know, I'll share one guy. He love this guy, amazing executive. He was in a traditional business that was going to get disrupted by digital technology.
Okay.
He took on the project in a large company to drive the digital disruption in their own business, so they took charge of it. Did an amazing, amazing job. But he kept burning himself out. So for him, he's got 3 things that he does that make all the difference in the world. He and his wife, on the weekend, go and have brunch together, just them, no kids, and have 2-3 hours, just them, to talk about their week and have that. So it's good for their relationship, but it helps him to unpack and debrief his life.
Yeah.
He then obviously has his time for himself. For him, it's running. He needs to run, and when he runs, he feels great. And then as a family, they take lots of mini vacations, like 3-4 days. And he's a very busy, committed executive, so they will go fly and travel, and they'll just get away for 3 or 4 days and just get to a different environment, and everyone gets refreshed and connected at the same time.
Okay.
It's not crazy rocket science.
No, but that's amazing.
It is, and it's the basics that people miss, and that's where they get in trouble.
Yeah.
They stop doing the basics, and then it hurts.
It's to have the rigor and the discipline to make sure that we always keep this ritual.
Correct, which is why you often want to involve your partner or your family.
Yeah.
So it's not just you; you're working on this together, so you can make sure that you get the basics that you need.
Yeah.
And then your partner gets the basics they need, and your family too, and then everyone's a lot stronger. And that's the root of it. If you don't do these things, you come to every relationship depleted. Yeah. And then if you come depleted, you're not really bringing a lot of good.
And I know one of your ritual that you love to do. You want to share?
Which one? How about you?
Maybe cars?
Yeah, I know I have a crazy... Since I was little, I've had a crazy passion for cars.
Okay.
My dad had an interest in cars, and for me, some of my greatest times are when I either go to the racetrack, and with a bunch of our friends, and we go and race our cars and try and beat each other and have fun and joke around, and but the environment at the racetrack, and even just driving, like me driving by myself in a car. I'm a part of a club where we travel around the world, and like last year at this time we were in Ireland, and we had 18 of us all in cars with our own secret rally through Ireland.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and we didn't get in too much trouble, so it was. But you can see my smile, like the community of people that have that similar interest and something that goes fast and makes lots of noise. It makes me happy. I know it's not good for the environment, but I feel good.
It feels good.
Yes.
And we need feel good activities.
Yeah.
Like me, it's hot yoga. And when I do this, I see the world completely different, and it's where I want to stick to that habit 3 times a week. And this is where I'm going to re-energize. So I completely understand. Do you have any quick wins for that leaders should take care of themselves? The quick win, because sometimes they look at the book and say, "Oh my God, it's long exercise. I don't want to do that." So do you have any recommendations?
That's why you get a coach, and your coach, and you. No, seriously.
Yeah.
Because the coach, and then you can do the exercise. Look, we're all smart.
Yeah.
We know what to do.
Yeah.
But we're so busy and we get frantic and mixed up.
Yeah.
So one is getting someone to go through these exercises with you. So 2 things I think are quick ones. Know the things you have to do for your body, your mind, and your spirit, so you stay strong. And energized. And I mean energized, like you feel excited about what you're up to. And you might need 2 or 3 things you have to do every week to help you stay there. That would be one. Second is to change the way you set your goals. And we have a tool called the master plan, where you should be setting goals for work, self, and life together as one, because you're just one person. So you can't have separate goals because they'll fight each other. You need to have your goals set in harmony. And ideally, every quarter or every 90 days, you know the number one thing you have to do for your work, for yourself, and your life. If you just know those three things, it gives you so much a better focus, and then you'll achieve in all three areas, and not just letting work, you know, win everything.
Because I think it's the challenge of every leaders. You know, at some point they have to manage the business, the family, and they forget themselves. And they have a business plan, they have a career plan, but you know, what you bring and this is what I love about the master plan is really to integrate all this aspect as a person to become a better leader, you know, and enjoy your life. So
so you can feel integrated. Otherwise you will feel fragmented and pulled and messed up.
Yeah, it's true. And how do you recommend using the book?
Read it.
Yes, but could we pick a topic or, you know?
So the way we do it is, if you can do this assessment online, it's oxygenassessment.com.
Okay.
So you go to the assessment, you rate yourself on the 17, so you think about them. Yeah. And then you can pick the one that matters most to you. The key is to pick the one habit that you think, and when I do workshops, the one habit that you believe will help you the most. And it might not be the lowest. Yeah. It's just the one that you go, matters the most. Right now, today, this particular thing would matter the most.
And it's easy because we have 17 chapters, so we just go there and pick
the one.
Yeah.
But don't pick the easy one.
Yeah,
this one feels nice. No.
Yeah.
This is the one that will have the biggest impact on me today.
Okay, good. What is the top piece of advice for high performers?
The title of the book, you have to take very good care of yourself because you are the person that drives the business and makes the business successful. Yeah. You are the person that adds energy into your life and makes your life amazing. Yeah. So you need to be stronger than you are today and continue to grow much stronger than you think. Yeah. So if you want to do big things, you need big strength. Yeah. You need big clarity. You need a big, strong team. And you need to keep growing, but it's all right here. You're the core of it all, and if you don't really take care of yourself and ignore what lots of other people say, and ignore the conventional wisdom. All your friends and family, they have beautiful intent, and generally very bad advice. They do. You gotta know what's right for you and do that.
Because I know that you travel the world. I think you coach in 12 countries, and you like, you know, travel.
I do. Yes.
Yes. So what are the trends you see right now in the business world, and how do they affect the leadership?
I think one of the biggest things, I mean, the whole digital transformation of businesses is a big thing right now, and either it will have more impact than people think or less. Yeah. So at a base level, the use of technology in businesses to streamline processes and things, and the massive investments and the very minuscule returns people get from it. I see that a lot. And whether it's ERPs, CRMs, Salesforce automation systems, I see huge amounts of energy and not a lot of return. But almost like it's a necessary in some case.
But this is where also I can do the bounding. Where it affects leadership, it's the competency related to that.
It's the competency to understand and make the decisions around it. Yeah. And understand, what are we trying to achieve? People will get lost in these projects and then say, oh, we can do this and we can do this and we systemize that. But when you go back to the customer, not much has changed. No. So they get lost in the project versus the impact or the output we're trying to get from the project. Exactly. And so they get these great projects and they win awards from the suppliers and stuff, but the business isn't any better or the customer's no happier. So having the understanding of how to make decisions around these technologies and those because there are advantages. Yeah. But in most cases they get washed out in the project from what I've seen.
So we have to be really specific and choose the right one. And I would say one thing that I observe also is really to choose the one that will have a quick win impact to give them the momentum to continue. Yeah. Really often they lose themselves, you know, in that big project.
And at the same time knowing the big picture impact.
Yes, the roadmap of
because a lot of times we implement it and it all looks good, but again there was no benefit.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, so that would be one thing. And the other thing is just the stress and pressure that people are facing. Yeah. Things are getting faster, although at the same time, the underlying thing that doesn't change, when you have amazing people things go better.
Yeah.
So if there's a number of things that will always change, it always seems to come back to the people.
Come back to the people. And we had this discussion this morning in the car, and we were talking about wherever we are in the world, you see trends about leadership. We are all humans.
Yes.
You know, so and I think you love to study this kind of human.
I do.
So what's coming next for you?
I am actually going to finalize this week. I have I'm going to continue to speak more.
Okay.
And I want to gather and share more of the stories of leaders who have got into turbulent times.
Yeah.
Where it got really, really messy.
Yeah.
And then how they recovered and came out better.
Okay.
So that's the piece around the leader. And then I have some ideas of that and how I might do some similar work for on the company side of it as well. At the end of the day, I just want to share more powerful insights to help people be more successful. And have a great life too.
Thank you very much, Kevin. It's such a pleasure to have you here in Montreal for the launch of the French version of your Oxygen Mesper. So we're going to have a better impact for all these French entrepreneurs.
Exactly.
Yes.
That's why I'm thrilled we're doing it.
Thank you,
Cleo.
Thank you.